Hey everyone, I am Siddharth, your Agile coach. In this session, we are going to discuss about Introduction to Agile. We'll discuss the overview of Agile, why Agile, what is Agile, Agile Manifesto, its values and principles. So let's jump into it. Agile is one of the popular methodologies for software development and project management. It has become very famous as many teams have adopted Agile and got great results. Over the period of time, there are different frameworks emerged based on the Agile values and principles like Scrum, XP, Lean, and Kanban. So why Agile? Agile is faster. Agile teams take small chunks of requirement at a time. They design, they code, and convert the given functionality into a product increment. They respond to change much quicker. The code that is built by Agile teams is well constructed and maintainable. Reason being, the individuals writing the code very well understand the requirements. Teams work together and is transparent about the scope of work that needs to be done. Agile teams follow the practices of continuous integration, continuous builds, automated testing, etc. Satisfied customers. Due to the faster and quality delivery, customers are very much satisfied with the Agile teams. Iterative. Product delivery is done in iterative models. These iterations vary from a week to a month's duration. So what is Agile? Agile is a set of methods and methodologies which help the team think more effective, innovative, efficient, and take better decisions. These methods and methodologies consist of optimized process for delivering the scope. So what is a methodology? A methodology is nothing but a collection of practices combined with ideas, advice, and knowledge gained from experience over the period of years. There will be different roles and responsibilities outlined in the project, and the practices that are to be applied at different stages of the projects are well defined. Agile is also a mindset. The right mindset has the capability to take the right decisions. Now when we say a mindset, it is a set of minds working and thinking together. The teams share their information with each other and work towards a common goal. Now all the team members who are working on these goals are aligned with the process that is required for the delivery. Now in contrast to the traditional method where the managers make the decision and the team following it, Agile teams are open-minded. They open up and express their ideas, opinions with respect to the requirement, design, architecture and process. Now when we are discussing about the mindset, let's take an example of the daily stand-up meeting. The daily stand-up meeting is a ceremony or an event which is facilitated every day throughout the delivery. The teams talk about their progress and they'll discuss on the challenges that are being faced, which may or might not have impact on the schedule and the delivery of the project. Now assume one of the team members is not comfortable attending the daily meeting and he is in a kind of negative impression that this is an additional wastage of time. Obviously, he will be reluctant that he needs to provide the status daily, and he is also in the mindset that he needs to answer someone, wherein he will always look towards closing the meeting as soon as possible by providing some vague information from some vague status. However, let's think on the other side. If he is on a different mindset that this meeting is not about providing the status and it is about sharing with the team the status with everyone and letting know about the challenges in the work if there are any. Now this will help everyone to think positively that the entire team is working towards a common goal of completing the work. Now such is the power of mindset. Let's move on to the Agile Manifesto. We'll first discuss about the values of the Agile Manifesto. Now there are 4 values wherein few of the Agilists have identified, which are individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Now let's go little deep into it. Now people can go wrong when they follow a process blindly. Blindly in sense, they just got the process and they are simply following it. In such kind of situation, there is always a probability that the team is following the process blindly, which might result in poor performance. Over the period of time, various experts have developed numerous processes. Now, there is no straight process for a given project or solution wherein you can directly apply it. The team structure, the project and the environment have to be understood in order to develop a process which is best for the team, isn't it? Now this process that has been identified has to be understood and accepted by all the team members in order to follow it. Now what is the use of the world's best practice or process if the team does not understand the rationale behind it and does not agree to it. So there should be always a buy-in with the entire team when we need to follow a given process. Now there is also a myth that by using a great tool we can deliver the best product. Now remember my friend, it is you who has to deliver, not the tool. Tool is only a means to deliver. It's our mindset and the thought process that should go into the tool, and that should bring great results. Now coming to the next value, working software or comprehensive documentation. Now what is the definition of a working software? So software which adds value to the product, the customer and organization. That is called as a working software. It should be developed, thoroughly tested, and meets the acceptance criteria for both functional and non-functional requirements. Now imagine a software with huge documentation, a very comprehensive, and still does not meet the 100% of the acceptance criteria. So what is the value that it is adding to the customer? If at the end of the iteration, during the review, if you go and tell the customer, hey, I have made a very comprehensive documentation which is around 1000+ pages, but there is some functionality that is still to be completed in order to meet the acceptance criteria. Now think what would be the customer's response. Obviously, the customer's feedback would be to complete the development first, meet the acceptance criteria, and then do the comprehensive documentation, if at all there is any bandwidth available. Moving to the next item, customer collaboration over contract negotiation. People often think of suppliers and vendors when the word contract is mentioned. However, in this context, this applies to everyone in the team who is working towards the increment of the product. Teams often discuss as development team, testing team, deployment team, etc. They do not talk to each other. They do not collaborate as a single team and deliver the working software. Instead, they talk about the contracts. Hey, my responsibility is this as a developer from the development team. This is my responsibility. These are my boundaries. I'm from the testing team. This is my responsibility. These are my limits. So every team starts talking about their limits and SLAs. Now, this might be helpful to the individual teams in avoiding risks, but it does not help in achieving the common goal. This is highly counterproductive. If the team's common goal is to deliver a shippable agreement to the product, all teams should work as a single team. Moving to the next item, which is responding to change or following a plan. In traditional projects, project managers used to prepare the plan and the team was habituated to following the plan. Now, there was high resistance if there was any changes that were made to the plan in between during the project. The teams were very much resistant for the changes, and there is a high probability of mistakes if the projects are of longer duration. Now, no one is perfect in this real world. So if the project manager values the plan, he along with the team needs to put a considerable effort in re-estimating and revising the plan. Now it would be easier to respond to a change rather than following an exhaustive plan, because we all know the cost of the change that needs to be implemented at a later point of time would be very much higher than implementing it immediately or in the next iteration. However, there is no exception to planning. As we always say, if you fail to plan, then you are planning to fail. So, Agile Manifesto says, while there is value in the items on the right, we value the items on the left more. So, please pay attention here. We are saying the value of the items on the left is more, and there is obviously value in the items on the right. So it does not mean that there is no value for the items that are on the right. Now let's move on to the principles. Our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. So here we see three ideas: early release of the software, continuous delivery of the software, and satisfying the customer. Now let's try to understand a little deeper. For a large and complex software to be built, it is almost like an impossible task to provide the complete and perfect requirements to the development team. Now there are practices and tools to build and write great requirements. But in the real world, the customer does not know or has the vision of how the software is going to function until and unless he or she has hands on it. So if there is an opportunity to provide the feedback at the earliest, the best way to do is so by early delivery. Provide the first version of the software to the customer and ask his feedback, no matter how small the functionality may be. The customer can go through the functionality and will provide their feedback, which can be incorporated in the next version. Now this is a win-win situation for both the customer and the development team. Why? Because the team which is building the software will be confident that the customer is putting them in the right direction. On the other hand, the customer is also happy that he is able to see the functionality is being built as per his needs. Of course, which is in increments, and the value that is being added to the software. Even if there are any changes that are required, will be addressed immediately. Whereas in traditional software development, this has to go through the change management process. And which has to go through a large chain of approvals. Second one, welcome changing requirements even late in development. Agile process harness change for the customer's competitive advantage. So Agile says it is okay to commit mistakes, as we are all human beings. The organization should allow the teams to commit mistakes, learn from them, and fix them at the earliest, rather than expecting them to be perfect at the very first instance. The requirements and the changes should be owned collectively by both the customers and the development team. People should not be blamed one another for the changes in the requirements. Such changes should be fixed at the earliest rather than waiting too late. This will help in reducing the damage. In Agile, teams stop thinking of changes as mistakes. They consider this as an opportunity to correct themselves. As the requirements evolve and become more and more clear, the teams adapt and make changes necessary to the software. Next item, deliver working software frequently from a couple of weeks to the couple of months, with a preference to the shorter time scale. As we know, Agile is iterative in nature. Now this gives the team flexibility in addressing the changes to the requirement. The daily reviews and iteration retrospections. Let them identify the changes at the earliest and act accordingly based upon the priority of the changes that are being identified. Next item, the business people and developers must work together daily throughout the project. Now this explains the need for the developers to understand the nature of the business and the need of the business for the optimal utilization of the software. Only when the development team has this information, they will be able to understand what the business wants from the software and incorporate that functionality in the software. Next, build projects around motivated individuals. Give them the environment and support they need and trust them to get the job done. Now this talks about more on the motivational lines and the trust that needs to be put on the team. Next one, the most efficient and effective method of conveying information to and within a development team is face-to-face conversation. Now we all know a written conversation can be interpreted in multiple ways. However, when we discuss something face to face, we can come to a mutual conclusion then and there itself, and we can summarize and agree to it. That is where this principle says that face to face communication is the best way and efficient way. Working software is the primary measure of progress. As the increments are done, more and more value is added to the software and hence the progress. Agile process promotes sustainable development. The sponsors, developers and users should be able to maintain a constant pace indefinitely. So what does Agile say here? is agile teams plan their delivery in a time boxed iterations. Why? Because it is much easier to estimate and plan, say, for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks at the max, rather than planning for an entire year or for 2 years. Next item, continuous attention to technical excellence and good design enhances agility. As we have already discussed, agile teams constantly look out for design and code problems, and they try to fix them as soon as they are discovered. Now this will help them in faster delivery with high quality. Next item, simplicity, the art of maximizing the amount of work not done, is essential. So as more and more code is added to the software, the complexity increases as the dependency between the software components increase. So what does Agile say? The component should be simple and decoupled so that any change to a given component should not lead to too much of changes to the dependent components. Next item, the best architects, requirements and designs emerge from self-organizing teams. Now because teams who self-organize, who think among themselves and who are proactive in taking decisions, they come up with the best architectures and requirements and design. And the last item, at regular intervals, the team reflects on how to become more effective, then tunes and adjusts its behavior accordingly. Now this is one of the concept of inspect, learn and adapt. So because of the iteration retrospectives, the retrospectives help in the teams meeting at regular intervals. Now this will help in getting regular feedback on various aspects, and the teams will discuss within themselves on the improvement areas, which lead to highly efficient teams, process and practices. So there we are. We had a walkthrough towards the 12 principles of Agile. With that, we conclude this session. Thank you very much for watching our video. Please like our video and subscribe to our channel Papsilearn for more interesting videos. See you again then. Thank you.